What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode. Hopefully, you guys had a great 4th of July week or weekend. This week's gonna be a little short. I don't have a lot to go on this week. I've just been spending time with friends and family over the long weekend, so trying to recover and get back from that. To be honest with you guys, but for this week, I just wanted to update everyone on my third unit with my triplex. I think I talked a little bit about it at one of the episodes, but when I first bought the property, it was all rented out, and the leases were just renewed prior to me buying, so I had to stick with all the tenants that I had for that first year. One of those units, the upstairs unit, had not been fixed, renovated, or kept up with for like over a decade because the last owner just had this tenant in there, and I don't think he's ever shown up to visit or anything because it was just huge piece of junk. We of course walked it when I bought it, but my thought process at the time was, it's one of the less maintained units. Once the tenant is out of there, I could just go in and learn how to renovate it because before I started, I wanted to be completely hands off. Just when I get a property, just put a property manager in there. But as I started reading more and more about property management, I started realizing that that business model, although there's a big need for it, um, the profit margin is pretty thin, in my opinion, based on what I'm seeing. And so, if I were to hire out to somebody, I think I'd be really, really lucky if I had someone there like managing my property. It's only a 3 unit with the best intentions at heart, right? But reality is that like with that type of business model, it's just like most things, time is money, and I just don't know. Not knowing what I don't know, and then it being my first property, I decided that I wanted to self manage at least for the first couple of years until I get a better sense of the type of things that could go wrong, the type of situations I'd have to deal with the tenants and everything. That way, once I'm ready to really be completely hands off, I know exactly what I want in a property management company, and we'll try to get someone that meets majority of those needs, right? And so when the tenant left last August, I told her I wasn't going to renew her lease. It wasn't a safe place for anyone to be staying there, and she had like her teenage son with her too. So really, I just wanted to remodel the whole place, and I thought about just hiring someone out again, similar to the property management piece. It's a 2 bedroom, 1 bath unit, and just not having any connection with contractors or subs out there, I didn't really know where to look. So I just thought I'm naturally not a very handy person, but sorry if this thing's getting blurry. Not a very handy person, but I thought, give it a shot, see how things would go, if I enjoy it or not. And I'm really embarrassed to say, but with this property, last August, it's been going on for almost a year, and I'm still not finished with it. But I think we're coming up to the very last week or so of it. I hope to get it back on the market in the next couple of weeks and get it rented out. I think for an experienced person, this thing could probably be knocked out in like 3 weeks, 4 weeks max. It is a full renovation, but again, a lot of it is, like painting and the flooring stuff, which I feel like for an experienced person, it wouldn't take that much time. But again, the bigger value for me was just trying to understand how to do it, see if I have the patience to do it, and if I even enjoy it. And for the most part, I had a lot of good experience with it. I'd actually found myself enjoying doing the work a lot. It's just really time consuming. The most annoying thing, probably for me personally, is just not knowing how to properly plan things out. So there would be days where I would write things out, what I want to get accomplished. I get to the property and I realize I didn't get all the tools or all the materials that I needed. And then I would go to Lowe's or Home Depot, grab what I needed, come back, do a project, and then realize I got the wrong stuff. Just little things like that that was really annoying, when you're first trying something out new. That if a professional would have come in and do it, it would have been a lot faster, but it would have also cost me a lot more. So those things were probably the most annoying aspect of it, but I actually found the renovation process pretty enjoyable for the most part. There were a few close calls when it came to like the electricals, just some like really stupid bonehead things. One example was I bought a new stove range and it didn't come with the plug. So I ordered the plug, and my dumbass was like, "Well, let me try to put this three prong 220-volt plug in and see if it could plug in because the outlet was a little loose, and I was trying to see if it was sturdy enough to put the plug in, and I didn't hook the wires up to the stove, so they were all touching each other. And I plugged this thing in, and I didn't turn off the power supply because I was thinking, what harm could it do? Because I'm plugging into an outlet, and an outlet is safe. Well, the prongs were touching each other, and it sparked, and it almost pretty much blew my nuts out. So that was pretty stupid. But little things like that, where I got a lot of just hands-on experience with that I would have never done on my own home or anything else in the past. But over the last year or so, even though it's been really time consuming, I found myself enjoying it a lot. Also found myself spending an arm and a leg just for all the tools. But I figured it would be more of a one-time thing with the tools, and I would need it anyways in the future if I'm going to keep acquiring properties or doing self-management in the short term, right? So that's where I'm at this week. Not a whole lot to share with you, but once that unit is up and running, maybe I will share some photos of before and after what I did, some of the things that I did wrong, some of the things that I wish I would have planned out properly so that I didn't have to redo some of the steps like more than once. For example, like the painting aspect of it, I went in and I thought before I put the flooring in, I would paint everything. That way, once I'm done painting, then I could just put, I could, I wouldn't, I would have less of a risk of the paint getting onto the new flooring. That's why I was going to put the flooring in afterwards. But then there were also doors that I was replacing and that I didn't think about. So then I painted it all the walls. I go in, I ripped out all the door trims, and for the older paints that's been there forever, because the paint touched the trim, and also there were caulk that would uh, glue the trims and the paint together. When I was ripping out the trims, it would rip out parts of the paint on the wall. So I had to patch those up and paint those. So pretty much my initial painting session was kind of went to waste, right? Because now I have to redo the paint all over again. So little stupid things like that where I got a lot of just like hands-on experience on that. I found it like valuable, even though at times it was like very frustrating for me. But this week, just want to talk a little bit about that first unit and kind of my experience going through the whole renovation when I had very little experience at all. A few of the harder things to do was like putting on the door frames and installing the doors. I had my buddy come out and help me with that. He was really good with it. So that was probably the one thing that it would have been hard for me to do myself because I didn't realize how much it was involved in just trying to get it properly put in, even those the pre-hung doors where you just slide it in with these older homes. Um, like it's level, but it's not really completely level. So just a lot of things that you had to do, little things that you had to do to get everything as level as possible. So that was something that I didn't know prior to doing that, and even now, if even though I know, it'd probably still be kind of hard for me to do the first couple of times, just leveling things out with making it like a one-man renovation. That would have been pretty hard. So I was pretty lucky to have my buddy that helped me out. But again, this is it for this week. Sorry, I don't have a lot of content this week. It was a busy weekend. I'm sure most of you guys were out doing stuff with friends and family. So hopefully you're all having a good time and staying safe out there. I'll see you guys next week. Okay, take care. Bye bye.